technology. NBC Sports.
Anything different? Stand alone. First to win 6 Super Bowls.
Every year on a Saturday in early August, across the river from Manhattan, in the shadow of Giant Stadium, the world of harness racing holds its most prestigious event, the Hambletonian. Once again, the best trotters have come to the Meadowlands for a shot at their sport's top prize. And this year, the overwhelming favorite is a horse named Muscle Hill, vying to become the third Frenchman champion in as many years to capture the big race, following in the recent footsteps of Donato Hanover. And Dewey Cheatham Howe. Today, Muscle Hill bids for his 13th straight victory. But in his way, 9 other standardbreds trying to pull the upset. The 84th edition of the Hambletonian is next. NBC Sports presents the Hambletonian. The famous skyline of New York City provides a regal backdrop for this palace of harness racing in New Jersey, the Meadowlands. And amidst this cityscape, a country fair feeling in keeping with the grassroots origin of the sport. As the anticipation for fans young and old builds to see which trotter will have his career-defining moment, adding his name to the list of Hambletonian winners. And the world's richest harness race, even richer now, a record purse of over $1.5 million. And the 3-year-olds will be trotting over a lightning-fast track. We have already seen a world record tied here early today. It's kind of that sneaky sunburn weather, a little cloudy, but 83 degrees, a beautiful afternoon here in the New York area. Hello, everyone. I'm Kenny Rice. Welcome to the Hambletonian, named for the great 19th century racehorse and stallion so influential he is considered the father of the American trotter. The standard has been high for this race, and for a precious few, it has been their step to solidifying greatness. Will we see that today with Muscle Hill? He is the overwhelming choice to duplicate recent history. 11 years ago, his father won this race. The fans think so. He is still the odds-on favorite. Explosive Matter 5-1, Federal Flex is 8-1, and everyone else just about is a long shot, a long shot in this race. So good is Muscle Hill, and so good he has been in this last year and a half. We talk about the rich history of this race. Gary Seibel has covered the Hambletonian 18 straight years. Gary, another streak going on right now. The last 2 years we've seen the freshman trotter of the year come back at 3 and win the Hambo. Is Muscle Hill up to the task?
In a word, Kenny, yes. In my mind, no question about it. He is the defending 2-year-old trotting colt champion. Came back this year, 2009. He is 4 for 4. They have not found the bottom of this horse yet. Driver Brian Sears says the horse is still waiting for him to call on him. And the way they're going today, some extremely fast miles, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a record from Muscle Hill. He is the horse to beat, no question about it, but as trainer Greg Peck says, in the movies, you know, the guy's always going to get the girl. They have to run these races to make sure that the winner is legit.
And Greg Peck has certainly been a man that has approached this cautiously optimistic. He knows that there are 9 other challengers, maybe 2 or 3, that are really considered strong challengers. Who would be the top challenger, you think?
Well, even though Muscle Hill is obviously the horse to beat, the king of the hill, this one here, Explosive Matter. Actually, he has been chasing Muscle Hill, did so in the Breeders' Crown last year to close out their 2-year-old seasons, but did win his Hambletonian elimination in the same time as Muscle Hill, 152-3. He looked extremely impressive. I spoke to driver Ron Pierce earlier. He thinks his horse has a huge shot today.
This is the huge trotting day of the year in the sport. We will see the Hambletonian later, but coming up in a matter of minutes, 3-year-old filly trotters will be showcased in the Hambletonian Oaks. And right now, Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel, virtual co-favorites, they have been going back and forth in the wagering here for about the last hour. A field of 9. I Wanted Wings has been scratched. Number 9, Honorable Daughter at 7-1. That was last year's 2-year-old filly champ.
Well, rightfully so that Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel, Kenny, are on the board now pretty much even at 5-2 apiece. Honorable Daughter, as you mentioned, the 2-year-old filly trotting champion, really hasn't come back the same as she was at 2. She's had some issues this year, but John Campbell, who drove Elusive Desire in the Hambletonian Oaks elimination, has decided that loyalty counts a lot for him. He has gone back to the connections from Honorable Daughter because he was her regular pilot last year.
And this is a race that's certainly different from the Hambletonian, not because it's the 3-year-old filly trotters, but again, this is kind of a wide open race. At least 2 or 3 would have a choice. There is Honorable Daughter we were talking about, last year's champ. And now, with more on the Oaks, let's go to the paddock now and Ken Workington. Ken.
Well, thanks, guys. The road to the Hambletonian Oaks today certainly goes through the horse on the rail, Elusive Desire, with her speed. She's drawn the rail, and that's going to give her a distinct advantage. I was hoping to get some value here on my best bet of the day, the 2 Raising Rachel, who won her elimination in aggressive style with Jack Moiseyev. She was coming off some sickness, and she went by a very good filly in Honorable Daughter. She has a big chance to work out a perfect trip today. Jack Moiseyev knows his way around the racetrack here, the champion driver here for many years. He's from New Jersey. He won the title here in 1982. I'm going to add some value to my exacta here. Number 7, Margarita Mama. She's a very consistent filly. She loves this racetrack. She's already won 2 major stakes here this meet. She loves the long stretch, and she can capitalize on a hot pace. I think we're going to have that today. Her trainer, Jan Janssen, has won this a record 6 times, and there's Ron Pierce. He's won it 3 times. For more on the track, here's another member of our team today, Donna Brothers.
Thank you, Ken. Well, earlier Gary Seibel was talking about how John Campbell had a choice between driving the morning line favorite Elusive Desire or the horse that sort of ran a subpar race last time out, the 9 Honorable Daughter. I talked to John Campbell about that decision, and he said that she had some respiratory problems in her Hambo Oaks elimination, and he really believes that she tried a subpar race in there and believes that she's going to come back with a much better performance today. I wanted to mention the 5 Moonlight Kronos. This is a horse that came from Sweden, has had 1 start here in the United States, but has been quarantined since she's been in the United States. She trains by herself. Every single morning, comes out here at about 11:30 a.m., but I don't think it's going to affect her because I think it's pretty nice that she's had the whole track to herself, and now that she's been out here with all the other horses, it doesn't seem to bother her at all, Kenny.
And Donna, Moonlight Kronos right now, the 4th choice at 9-2. Elusive Desire at 2-1 is a slight choice now over Raising Rachel at 5-2, as we have a final check of the tote board out there, and a couple $1,000s more coming in on Elusive Desire at this time. So riding that win streak, she the slight edge over Raising Rachel in what is expected to be a very close, interesting, and entertaining Hambletonian Oaks. As always, this is a race that generally has turned out more upsets than the Hambletonian.
Well, Kenny, the price on both Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel, if you like one or both, not bad right now, but I'm going to look for a little bit more value here. Another one of the fillies that won her Hambletonian Oaks elimination, and that was the very impressive Broadway Schooner for Arlene and Jules Siegel. It is a homebred for them, for trainer Jim Campbell, who won the Hambletonian in 1995 with his brother John driving with the horse by the name of Tagliabue. Broadway Schooner has Brian Sears. Sears drove her in her elimination, and she won by better than 6. And he's having a big day so far, is Sears. He's already got 3 wins on the card. I think she's got a big chance, and right now she's on the board at 5-1.
Elusive Desire now 9-5, trying to make it 6 in a row and capture the Hambletonian Oaks. As the 3-year-old trotting fillies make their way, there's the favorite right now, Elusive Desire. Talked about the win streak that she's been on, and everything seems to be going in place for her.